We had to understand how to cooperate as 14 individuals. How will we together achieve big projects? My name is Louisa and I'm a graduate of the DNS 2017 team. It's very strange to say that. I think what will remain with me beyond all the great experiences that we commonly gathered as a team, I think the most essential point was our ability as a team to implement, practice, and acknowledge better the concept of collective learning. When we started the program, we were 14 different individuals that started to learn how to cooperate and collaborate in order to achieve this very demanding and very big program to become teachers. Therefore, I would say the practice of collective learning, meaning to learn with and from each other, was something very relevant, and this is something that I think for me was the most meaningful part of this program. I remember during our African travel, we had several investigations in different countries, and the moment when we were able to reunite and share what we've been through during a couple of days of investigation, for me was extremely valuable and meaningful, because I was able to acknowledge, I was able to even envision what my teammates went through. And I remember in particular a moment of sharing that happened in Mauritania after our investigation. I could feel and I could also hear that people really went through very good experiences, learned a lot, were able to share stories. And those stories that we were sharing during this reflection actually was also a pillar of our next acknowledgement about the need and the necessity to meet the other. And therefore I would say that collective learning was something that definitely changed my perception of knowledge, gaining knowledge as a student, but also gaining knowledge as a teacher. Because the whole point is not about just feeding yourself with facts, experiences, observations, analysis, but the most important is to be able with others to acknowledge a certain fact and then find ways, practice methods of delivering this message. I was, I think, able to realize the importance of this concept during the teaching practice. When I was basically the main teacher with the class, and then I had to understand how the students will learn, how to create lessons that will be engaging, lessons that will that will lead the student to think critically. And I was always coming back to my experience as a student, and this was somehow the fundament of the lessons that I was trying to create, the methods that I was trying to implement within my classroom in teaching practice, to make sure that my students will be able to collaborate, that the focus will be on the collaboration rather than on solving a certain task. And therefore I think that's very valuable, because indeed, as we are social animals, we learn with others, we develop with others and evolve, and that's, I think, what is one of the main pillars of our education. So, what comes next? After finishing DNS, I had the wish to continue what has already been started, because indeed, being a student of DNS and a teacher, practicing the pedagogy of DNS doesn't just stop with the graduation. It just evolves. Each experience will continue to complement what you already been learning. Therefore, I made the decision to continue to work as a pedagogue in the school where I had my teaching practice. So the work of to be a pedagogue is to have the role to support the daily development of challenged students. And as I saw that it was a big passion of mine to have such a position during the last 8 months, therefore I decided to continue, as I also for myself still see and still envision that there is more to learn. Therefore I'm very attracted to continue. Taking the example of my team, it is very visible that we all are teachers today. We have the wish to perform, to facilitate discussions, to lead people to action. And this can be done in any settings. And it has been visible throughout our education that we can teach and learn in whatever setting, if we actually decide to do so, and if we are able to then reflect from this perspective, from the learning and teaching perspective. I foresee very diverse possibilities after DNS, but I think the most important is not especially the what, but the why. And I think that's something that we foster in our pedagogy, to understand the meaning of education, the meaning of promoting teaching and learning, and to facilitate learning and teaching settings in society. Therefore, I think the what doesn't especially matter if we have a strong why. And I think that's definitely a conclusion of the DNS program, is that we are able as students to conclude having a why should we teach, why teaching.